Oh yeah, look at all these. Today's video is all about berries. These are blackberries over here. These are blackcaps or black raspberries. And these are raspberries, red raspberries. Stay tuned as we pick our blackberries, blackcaps, and raspberries. Wow, those are nice ones there. I'm going to be starting with the raspberries today. We've got an assortment of different containers that we use to pick. Normally, whatever we're getting the most harvest off of at that time is what we're going to use the basket for. We've got these little cardboard berry box things, whatever you want to call them, and then a red solo cup. It works really well actually for a lot of this different stuff, especially the black caps, because you're reaching back in there and you got all the thorns. So I'm going to start working on the raspberries. My wife will come along here shortly. She's inside still. Let's get some raspberries picked. And we're not getting a whole bunch of raspberries right now, about a little over a cup a day. But you gotta come out here and you gotta pick them. That's one thing about berries. Once they start coming off, you got to be out there and you got to make sure to get them picked if you want to be able to make your jams or your jellies or pie, whatever it is that you're going for. You just kind of got to figure out what your schedule is for that type of berry. Our raspberries, they have to be picked just about every day, day and a half. The black caps, usually they're 2.5 days. The blackberries are 2 days as well. And it just depends on probably your area, the amount of sun you're getting, the amount of water, the amount of shade. There's several different factors. These are a thornless variety of red raspberry. And they're not great big. But they are nice. Whoa! And they are delicious. Okay, about done picking these raspberries. We've had these canes now established for about 7 years. We had transplanted these from my mother-in-law's house, from her patch, and it was not our first attempt. And what my wife came up with to get this patch established actually was she planted squash along with it to help shade the plants so that they wouldn't die. And that 1 year, the whole raspberry patch was established, and she never planted squash again in the same area. And we haven't had any problems since. Okay, so we're done with raspberries. Like I said, this is a cup to a cup and a half. I don't know how much is here, but if you pick every day, it adds up. save your berries, put them in the freezer, and then eventually you have enough to make your batch of jam or whatever it is that you're making. Okay, let's move on to the black raspberries, or blackcaps as we call them in our area. Here are our blackcaps, or black raspberries. They are not thornless, they're very thorny. And we're nearing the end of the picking season for these. It's been 2 days since we've picked them, and we're definitely on the downswing on what we're getting as far as a harvest from these every other day. Okay, so these can range in size, just like any other berry. First year blooms and second year blooms, you will have different size of berries. And in the shade, normally the berries are bigger. Crap, just dropped that one on the ground. And then the ones that are in full sun, they will be shriveled and not very good sometimes. But if they're ripe, we try to pick them, and every little bit helps.
A lot of people don't like to grow blackcaps because they are a lot more work than like a thornless raspberry. But if you do it, they'll make the best jelly you'll ever have. We come in, the season lasts about 2 weeks, and we pick every other day. I always water after I pick. Keeps the plants nice and healthy and makes the berries nice and big.
Okay, we got about 3 cups of blackcaps. And now we're going to go look at the blackberries, see where we're at on those. My personal favorite are the blackberries. This is the thornless variety. I think they're a triple crown. I'm not sure if these are triple crown. I got these starts from a friend, but they are thornless and they're really good. One thing about them though, it's really easy to pick them when they're underripe. One thing that I just figured out just yesterday is the feel of them. If they can be black and look like they're ripe, but there's ones that are softer and there's one that are harder. The softer ones are the riper ones, and those are the ones you want to pick. We're just getting started on our picking season for the blackberries, and it starts now and it goes clear until it freezes. So I'm excited about that. Let's see how many of these we get. Okay, we about got it. Here's a pretty good little patch right here. But these all feel, there's about 10 berries right here. Out of those 10 berries, just this one was ripe. So on blackberries, it's a lot more drastic. I'll show you the difference between a first year cane and a second year cane. This is second year, this is first year. So there's the comparison there. Huge difference. And we ended up with about a cup of fresh blackberries this morning. Okay, the raspberry and blackcap season is winding down, and the blackberry season is just starting. We have a lot larger window with the blackberries than we do the blackcaps and the red raspberries. So the difference between the pickings on the blackberries and the blackcaps and raspberries is there's a noticeable difference when you start picking them. You'll have way bigger pickings. It kind of ramps up, until you have a really big picking, and then it just kind of goes downhill from there. And it lasts about 2 weeks from the time that you do your first picking to the time that you're done picking them. So the Blackcaps, we've gotten close to 40 cups that we've picked already this year, and that's, we're not going to get very much more than that. The raspberries, we've gotten about 8 cups so far, and we'll just see how it goes. This is the first good year we've had with our raspberries in a while. We were having problems with them for a couple years. And then the blackberries, I think we've had those established for, I think this is our 3rd year with them. And they just kind of grow, and we get about the same amount each picking. It doesn't really ramp up or come down. It's just pretty consistent. Last year, I think I got 4 cups was the biggest picking, but it stayed really consistent through the summer months at 3 to 4 cups. This first picking, we ended up with 1 cup, but it's the first picking. And I have snuck a couple berries off of the canes because they're delicious. And they're so big. We don't make jam or jelly out of our blackberries. They're primarily for fresh eating. We share them with other people, and we will freeze them for pies. Thanks for joining us again on Gathering Self-Sufficiency, and if you like this video, put a thumbs up on there for me. We'll see you next time.